to episode 11 of Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we are going to be breaking down episode 16 of Married at First Sight. I am inching closer and closer to being caught up with each and every single one of you out there in the world. Thank you guys so much for the continued support of the Love and Reality Podcast and breaking down Married at First Sight. Like I said, and I know a lot of you enjoyed it, the recaps here, because we're keeping it short, sweet, to the point. We're getting to the drama, and we're giving our thoughts, and we're moving on. Married at First Sight, season 18, episode 16. The fallout of the cheating scandal with the other couples. Carla calls Madison Myers grimy. The experts help out put an end to the marriage of MM and Akeche and are shocked when she gets the last word. Alan destroys the remnants of his marriage back in Chicago. Let's dive in to all the drama from season 18, episode 16. The experts have questions. Carla calls out Madison. All right. In the morning after the cheating scandal, Carla is keeping it real. While Michelle and Amim left the night before, along with Alan, the remaining cast tries to unwrap the betrayals. Carla slept through most of the cabinet kicking and confrontation. So, Madison asks Madison to explain what happened. Camille joins them and wisely hands out some drinks. In the morning, combo of champagne and orange juice doesn't really lighten the mood a little bit. She's visibly appalled as Madison tells her what is transpiring, getting to know David on the gym dates, and they know how comforting each other over their miserable marriages. Carla flat out tells Madison what she did was like a grimy dude. Whew! I love it. I love it when we stir up the drama on these shows and people are willing to call other people out for their terrible and despicable actions. All right. Sorry, I got a little off track there. I just love it. I am a huge fan. The retreat house seemed like it was going to be like a time of their lives turned into shambles, right? It really did. Madison decides to leave after Carla admits she doesn't want to hang out with somebody that broke girl code. David, who's still bopping around with his side ponytail, tries to be lighthearted to goodbye in the final four, but Carla casually rolls her eyes, ready to head out, suggesting that things have now become the Hunger Games. While everyone was rehashing the night before, Alan quickly returned to the scene of the couple's retreat. He there to pick up his car and spicy as he cooked up his tacos. The irony is not lost in the fact that the tacos will probably be figured later in the montage of David and Madison sneaking around. Alan is obviously hurt. Obviously. Others kind of lend the support here and kind words before he leaves. Back in Chicago, Alan seeks solace from Michelle, the other piece of messy quadrangle. While Michelle wasn't really ever invested in David, she's not going to let him get away with his on principle. Alan reveals that Madison has reached out wanting to explain her side, but Alan is angry and replies that she shouldn't text him anymore. Her words have no value to him. Alan proceeds to return to the Marshall apartment, dramatically rips up photos, breaks the ceramic of Mr. and Mrs. Muggs. He sadly recalls the night he waited for Madison to get home while realizing David was right upstairs. He burns her vows with the flame of the gas stove. I mean, I understand here, right? I understand his frustration, but let's not pretend that these two were clicking on all cylinders throughout this entire season. You know what I mean? Like they weren't. They weren't on the same page. They just haven't been. It's not really surprising that this didn't work. I mean, the experts have resurfaced to intervene in Chicago chaos. Pastor Cal Roberts sounded like he just woke up from a nap when Michelle dropped the whole Madison David bomb on them. Dr. Pepper. God, still love that name. See, Dr. Pia is the only person who actually has empathy for Akeche. The first deal with Emim and Akeche's situation. They first deal with the situation. Emim arrives first. She feels confident and admits she wishes him the worst. True to form, Akeche sulks sulks on it, paints himself as the victim. Why are we not surprised this guy consistently shows up? This guy reminds me of Dave from Love is Blind, just trying to make it about himself, trying to make everybody feel sorry for poor him, when all actuality, he's not the good person. Not at all. He hasn't proved to be the good person one time. Dr. Pepper cross-examines him about the divorce paper stunt. Amin calls the stunt a burning bag of dog shit. Amin, she's amazing. Amin reads a letter to my departed, which is scathing accounts of Getty's personality along with a list of therapists. A little bit of a mic drop moment. Dr. P seems to disapprove of Mim's parting ways, but it really probably wasn't harsh enough. Yeah, I'm sorry. I understand you're the doctor here, but you know what? Us in the Married at First Sight world, we are team Mim all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Last but not least, the experts sit down with the Married at First Sight couple, the first couple in history to swap spouses on the down low. Now that the tears and the tacos have all been to the wayside, Madison hopes for grace. Dr. Pepper starts the interrogation. The couple defends their blossoming friendship. When asked if they've been intimate, David says no. Dr. P calls them out as liars. And it's on to decision day next. What are we thinking, folks? What a great episode. This show is pure entertainment and chaos, and I love it. This has been by far one of the best seasons of Married at First Sight in quite some time. I've been excited to dive into it every week. And folks, we are one episode from me being caught up in episode 17. We'll be dropping later this week. And we are going to be talking about Decision Day, and I cannot wait to dive into it with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back very, very soon.